The best advice that I have for anyone whose loved one has been killed in an accident of any sort is to find an attorney immediately. The problem that people don't recognize is that the insurance companies and the large corporations that we would go after as defendants in these cases have no sense of sympathy or feelings toward the actions that they've caused. It's a business matter for them, and one which they are fully prepared to take action on. And they utilize or use to their advantage the fact that a family is grieving and suffering and is paralyzed by that for a number of weeks. And in fact, will say, we can't deal with this right now, we'll deal with it later. And unfortunately, by the time that later date comes along, the very obvious and clear facts of how the accident occurred have become much less clear. Witnesses have statements that have been manipulated by investigators for the insurance company or from the large corporation, and facts become muddled, papers become lost, accident scenes change. We've had skid marks from accident cleaned, purged with bleach on a road. You need to recognize that even in light of the grief and the suffering that a family is feeling at the time, someone has to have the presence of mind to say, this was caused by someone's wrongful act, and we need a professional to balance the scales very quickly and help us through this process. The topic of wrongful death is interesting under Florida law. The problem or difference between a wrongful death action and a regular accident case is that really the time periods are shorter, and the people who would become the plaintiffs in the case are different. And the way that revolves around the statute is pretty logical. In a wrongful death case, there's really no question as to what the damages are. You're claiming that because of somebody's negligent action, it caused the death of a human being. The question becomes, who can bring that action? Because once someone dies in the state of Florida, you must set up an estate. The estate will take care of all of a person's assets. The claim for damages to that person and that person's family will be a part of that person's estate. It's called an inchoate asset. And because of the knowledge as to what the damages are, and since there's no time period needed to determine the damages of a wrongful death claim, the statute shortens the time period in Florida from 4 years for a regular negligence claim to 2 years for a wrongful death claim. My name is Brian LaBovick. I'm the managing shareholder of the LaBovick Law Group. I've been an attorney in Florida since 1990. I'm a member of the Florida Bar. I'm a member of the Federal Bar, both the Middle District of Florida and the Southern District of Florida, including the Southern District of Florida Bankruptcy Bar.